This is the second video of our Mandalorian Gauntlet build. Today's video is going to focus on the left gauntlet. Hopefully you watched the part 1 build where we did the right gauntlet. Just like that first build, we're going to use water to shape our 2mm cardboard so we can make the base of our gauntlet. If you'd like, you can go ahead and watch the video I've included in the link. It'll go into a lot greater detail on this step. Once we have that around our form, we can go ahead and let that wet cardboard dry. So we're going to actually be focusing on the details, all the surfaces and angles, the different components that we can put on these gauntlets once we're ready to add things like rocket launchers and keypads and things like that. So we're going to focus on this area here. Again, this is Wizard of Flight templates. And also I included here different types of cardboard that I use. I don't want to let these go to waste. It's free. You already used your cereal or ate your crackers. But you can always use this cardboard to make different parts of your cosplay costumes. So we'll go ahead and put the patterns down on our cardboard. Lots of folks will glue these down, or you could trace them if you want. I like to use Scotch tape, transparent tape, and that lets me cut around the pattern while it's secured to the cardboard. I wouldn't use the glue sticks on this just because the glue will be on the outer surface of the cardboard. So again, once you have those patterns in place, you'll see I've got my brass handled knife and a straight edge. Make sure it's really sharp. And a couple of passes. This is a little thinner than the 2mm cardboard, so you might be able to cut it with one pass, maybe two. I'm exaggerating a little bit here, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting accurate cut lines. And the benefit of having something very sharp like that, you can go back in and very easily cut those detailed notches out. Again, I like using a straight edge. What we're going to do here is I'm going to take a scratch awl and I'm going to score one side of the cardboard. Just for this demonstration, I'm actually going to score the good side that you'll be seeing from the outside. Normally you would score the inside, or at least the side that's facing away from what you want to be seen. Again, a few passes with your awl here won't cut through the cardboard, but at least it'll give you a nice score line where you can bend it a lot easier. Again, this is the detail we did not go over in our first video. But again, a lot of folks were asking how I added those components. Again, flat surfaces, angular surfaces on the outside of our gauntlet base. So like I said, you'll go ahead, put those score lines in, and you can bend the cardboard into shape. And then we're going to go back and use our Scotch tape again to secure these in place. And I'm going to show you guys a really cool technique on how to get these glued together and to do it very quickly. So once you have all of your pieces cut out in its shape, you can go ahead, use you'll see that inner piece, that smaller piece fits right inside the larger one. You'll use your Scotch tape here, your transparent tape, to secure the angle in place. I struggled just a little bit to get that secured together. And again, you could just glue this if you wanted to, but I like taking my time on these things. So I went ahead and used the Scotch tape, and then we're going to use baking soda and super glue. I found that the gel super glue works a little better. Also, you want to take like a small container. I'm using the plastic lid of a food container. And then what you'll do is you'll get that super glue, and you're going to run just a small bead, or maybe one or two beads of glue down the seam that you want to join together. So the two edges of the cardboard are going to join there. And then as soon as you lay that bead down, immediately sprinkle some baking soda on top of it. That'll get that to cure almost instantly. And notice it looks almost like a little bead, like you welded something. But again, this is very, very good for securing plastic pieces together as well. It can also be a patch in fiberglass. So you can see here I missed a little spot, so you can always go back, add some more. And again, that baking soda makes it cure almost instantly. You can go ahead and remove your tape, and you'll notice there's a seam. You can see that sometimes super glue will seep through the seam on the outside, so I like to add a little bit of baking soda to that just to make sure that it's dry all around, and then you'll see it's perfectly secured. I went ahead and dropped that second piece in there, and then like I said, once you have your pieces built, different components together, you can put them on the gauntlet itself. Like I said, this it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay stuck. And you're going to cover that with resin anyway, so even if you have some small details that maybe aren't completely covered in glue, once you get them attached to your gauntlets, you're going to cover them all with the, I use the Bondo polyester resin. You'll notice once you have all the pieces together here in the right location, you'll see that I've applied the resin in the next picture here. And also you'll see the screws that I've attached to secure those piano hinges on the upper and lower part of the gauntlet. You'll also see that I've used the different painting layers, masking fluid, to put in our silver, gray primer, all of our different base coats, as well as the blue, just to give it that Boba Fett authentic look. Here we have our gauntlet apart. I like to keep this area open here, it's a little reveal, just so people can see that I used a Little Debbie, I forgot what pastry it was, as the cardboard for that. I've also used my piano hinges here to keep, so you can secure the top and the bottom together. You'll notice the flamethrower here on this side. I used I found a lighter, a busted up lighter on the road one day, and I said I can use those parts for the nozzle of my flamethrower. I also wanted to make it detachable, so you can see I've affixed the screws on the inside. Those go through the two holes in the outside of the gauntlet. And I did that just because I might want to make it interchangeable. Maybe if I want to put something else on the outside of that, I have the option to do so. You can see here how it would fit together. Again, all the weathering on that, just lots of detail. You can see the chopped strand fiberglass on the inside. And I really appreciate you guys watching this. You know, if you're really wanting to watch me build each one of the components that I have for my costume, please like and subscribe to the channel. Here we have the gauntlet completely put together again. I also used a calculator from the Dollar Tree. I went and bought a calculator to make that keypad. This piece here that we just went over constructing earlier in the video sits on top of that left-hand gauntlet. But again, back to that calculator I bought at the Dollar Tree, I went ahead and sanded the numbers off of the top, and I glued it on top of some reflective tape. So it makes kind of like a little keypad there on the left-hand gauntlet. I'm only missing the rocket, so maybe in a future build I'll go ahead and add that. But as right now, I'm probably going to be moving on to the chest and shoulder armor. So again, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. And if you want to continue watching me with my Mandalorian Mercs build, please like and subscribe.